I was never ashamed of being a garbage collector, until the woman I loved looked me in the eyes and said, "My mother's right. You'll never be enough." My name is Harris. I'm 55 years old, and I've spent 32 years collecting trash in Sacramento, California. This is the story of how the worst moment of my life became the greatest gift I never knew I needed. Let me take you back to 1993. I was 24, fresh out of community college, with a degree that didn't open any doors. My father worked sanitation his whole life, and when he got me an interview, I took it. The pay was decent, benefits were solid, and honestly, I liked the work. There's something satisfying about starting before sunrise and knowing you made the neighborhood cleaner. That's where I met Jenny. She was a nurse at Mercy General, always leaving for her shift as I finished my route on Elm Street. Every Tuesday and Thursday for 3 months, I'd see her in those scrubs, coffee mug in hand. She had this smile that made the morning sun look dim. One Thursday, her car wouldn't start. I helped jump it. She bought me coffee to say thanks, and that coffee turned into dinner. Before I knew it, I was in love with this incredible woman who saved lives while I hauled away what people threw out. Jenny never cared about my job. She'd tell friends, "Harris works harder than anyone I know." She made me feel proud, but her mother, that was different. I met Barbara Thompson 6 months into dating Jenny. Her parents lived in Folsom, one of those neighborhoods where every lawn looks like a golf course. Her father, Robert, was a retired bank executive. Her mother had been a real estate agent for 30 years. The moment I walked through that door, I felt Barbara's eyes scanning me. My shirt wasn't right. My shoes weren't expensive enough. Dinner was painful. Barbara asked pointed questions. "So, Harris, what are your career goals?" "I'm happy where I am, Mrs. Thompson. Good benefits, pension, but surely you don't plan to collect garbage forever?" Jenny squeezed my hand under the table. "Mom, it's sanitation work, and it's important." "Of course it is, dear." Barbara smiled, but her eyes stayed cold. "I'm just wondering about the future." As we left, Barbara hugged Jenny and whispered, loud enough for me to hear, "You can do better, sweetheart." For 2 years, I tried everything to win Barbara over. I picked up overtime for nicer dates. I wore my best clothes at their house. I learned about wine and classical music. Nothing worked. Barbara had this way of making little comments that stuck like thorns. "Oh, Harris is here. Did you light that nice candle?" Translation: "He probably smells. You're so tan. All that outdoor work, I suppose." Translation: "Laborer's tan, not golfer's tan." The worst part? I started to believe her. I'd look at Jenny and wonder what she was doing with me. I'd see her colleagues, doctors in expensive suits, and feel like an imposter. One night after another tense dinner, Jenny and I sat in my truck. "I'm sorry about my mother," she said. "She's right, though," I heard myself say. "I'm just a garbage man, Jenny. You deserve someone who can give you more." Jenny's face went hard. "Don't you dare let her get in your head like that." But it was too late. The seed was planted. I proposed anyway. I'd saved 8 months for a ring, not huge, but real. She said yes, and for 5 perfect minutes, nothing else mattered. Then we told her parents. Robert congratulated us. Barbara excused herself, came back with red eyes. Over the next weeks, Barbara launched a campaign. "Have you thought about waiting? And are you sure you want to settle down so young?" The message was clear. Don't marry the garbage man. 3 months before our wedding, Jenny came to my apartment. Her face was pale. "We need to talk," she said. We sat on my couch, and Jenny took a deep breath. My mother offered me money to call off the wedding. $50,000. The room started spinning. She said, "You'll never give me the life I deserve, that I'll spend my whole life struggling, working extra shifts, never having nice things. She said, I'll wake up in 10 years and resent you." "What did you say?" I whispered. Jenny looked at me, and I saw something I'd never seen before. Doubt. "Harris, I love you. But what if she's right? What if I'm being naive? Everyone's telling me I'm making a mistake." "But what do you think, Jenny?" She stopped, looked at me, and said the words that broke me. Maybe my mother's right. Maybe you'll never be good enough for the life I want." I should have fought harder, but I didn't, because deep down I believed Barbara. "Then I guess we're done," I said. Jenny left. We returned the gifts. I sold the ring for half what I'd paid, and I went back to my life, driving my route at 4:30, feeling like something people throw away. That was 29 years ago. I made supervisor after 8 years, never dated seriously again, bought a small house, adopted a dog named Bruno. It was a good life. Simple, but always in the back of my mind, what if I'd been more? Then, 6 months ago, I was supervising my crew when I saw an elderly woman struggling with trash cans. I helped her, and she looked at my badge. "Harris? Are you Harris Miller?" "Yes, ma'am." "I'm Martha Green, Barbara's sister, Jenny's aunt." My heart stopped. "Come inside. I need to tell you something." We sat in her kitchen over coffee. "Jenny got married about a year after you split, to a doctor. Barbara was thrilled. Big wedding, huge house, everything she'd wanted." I nodded, feeling that old ache. "They divorced after 11 years. He was cheating. Turns out money doesn't mean character. I'm sorry to hear that. Jenny's remarried now. Nice man, accountant, 2 stepkids. They seem happy." Martha paused. "But 5 years ago, Jenny told me breaking up with you was the biggest mistake of her life. She said you were the only man who ever loved her for who she was." I couldn't speak. "And Barbara, about 10 years ago, Robert left her. He'd been having an affair for 15 years. Barbara lost everything in the divorce. She's living in a retirement community now, barely scraping by." Martha leaned forward. "Harris, you were a good man. You are a good man, and I'm sorry." That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about Jenny, about the life we could have had. But then something shifted. I thought about my career. 32 years with the city. District supervisor. I'd trained dozens of workers, helped implement a recycling program that reduced landfill waste by 30%. Mentored young guys, showed them how honest work could build a good life. I thought about my house, not fancy but paid off, my pension, the community garden I'd helped start, the youth soccer team I'd coached for 5 years. I thought about Barbara, so obsessed with status that she'd pushed away her daughter and ended up alone. And I realized I had always been enough. The problem was never me. The problem was I'd let someone else define my worth. I'd let Barbara's narrow view of success make me feel small. But you know what? This city needs garbage collectors more than it needs another banker. Every person in Sacramento benefits from what I do. We show up every day, rain or shine, holidays and weekends. I'd spent 29 years feeling like I'd lost something, but I hadn't lost anything. Jenny had lost. Barbara had lost. They'd missed out on someone who would have shown up every single day, no matter what. Last month, I saw Jenny at the grocery store. She was with her husband, laughing. I felt nothing. No pain, no regret. Just a quiet wish that she was happy. She saw me, Our eyes met. She smiled, warm and genuine, and waved. I waved back. I didn't need to talk to her, didn't need to hear her say she was sorry. I'd already made my peace. Because here's what I know now. Being good enough isn't about your job title or bank account. It's about showing up for your life with dignity and doing your work with pride. I've spent 32 years collecting what people throw away, and I've learned that society's garbage says more about society than about the people who collect it. Barbara thought I'd never be good enough for her daughter, but the truth is, her daughter was never quite ready for what I had to offer. A simple, honest life with a man who would have put her first every single day. Destiny didn't prove Barbara wrong dramatically. Life did it quietly, the way it usually does. She ended up alone and bitter. I ended up content and at peace. If someone's telling you you're not enough, whether it's a parent, a partner, or that voice in your own head, hear this. You are enough. Exactly as you are, doing exactly what you do. I'm Harris. I'm 55 years old. I collect garbage for the city of Sacramento, and I've never been prouder of who I am.